What's going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with another video. Today I am doing my first video of my Junk Silver series. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay guys, so for the first video I wanted to do the video on Ike dollars. I think Ike dollars are a lot of people don't know about Ike dollars, and they don't realize that they have silver content in them, and they don't know much about them. So I wanted to kind of make a video talking about them a little bit and just kind of showing you all my Ike silver dollars stack. I consider this a part of my junk stack because it is constitutional and it does have silver. Now this is my only constitutional junk silver that is not 90%. And I hope to get into a little bit of the war nickels and some of the 40% Kennedys and stuff, but right now my stack is completely 90% except for these Ike dollars. So a lot of people don't know about these Ike dollars, but these were dollars that were used in circulation. Now, one caveat to that is the silver version was not actually intended for circulation. The silver version was sold as a collectible for people to collect. Now, as you can see, these aren't in any mint sets. These aren't in any capsules or anything. These are coins that people just simply took out, probably spent or something, and ended up back into like collector's hands or junk silver stacker's hands or whatever. So they're not in perfect condition. But I bought them for the stack, not for their collectability. Now, I kind of want to talk about them a little bit, why I like them, a little bit of interesting history about them, and things like that. So, the Ike dollar was actually minted from 1971 to 1978. Now, there's no 1975 year, and that's the only year there isn't one with a date on it. And the reason for that is because during 1975 and 1976, they minted the bicentennial, which is this one, which, as you can see right there on the front, it says 1776 to 1976. So they minted this in 75 and 76, and that's why there's no 75 year. Now, as you can see, I've got 4 of these bicentennials. They just came in the junk stack that I bought, basically at Melt. And they're pretty cool little coins. They're bicentennials. They have silver in them. All of these have 40% silver in them. But it's interesting that they did not make a 1975 year, and I just kind of wanted to point that out. It's because they made the bicentennial. Now, when they first came out, they were made like this, and they had the Apollo 11, sort of, is what this design is called, on the back. But the bicentennial, they added that Liberty Bell design and things like that. So you can see there's clearly a difference in the reverse on the bicentennial versus the regular Ike dollar. Now, although these weren't intended for circulation, many of them made it out to circulation. So, unfortunately, you aren't likely to find them at banks and things like that. I've seen YouTube videos of people kind of getting bags of these from banks or rolls or whatever, but it's a very rare occurrence, I would assume. I've only ever received one in circulation way back when I was like in high school and working as a cashier or whatever, and someone actually paid with one of these, and I was like, what the heck is that? And I originally thought it was silver. It wasn't. I held on to it for a long time, but I got rid of it, or I gave it away as a gift to like a friend. But anyways, I love these dollars. I think they're cool. I think they're huge. I think it's a unique piece that not a lot of people have in their junk stack. And so yeah, there's that. There was also a proof version, which, as you can tell, these are super shiny coins. Whew. And they made the proof in Bicentennial and the Apollo 11 design. Pretty cool. I love that I can just kind of hold these and play with them and not worry about their condition because they're part of my junk stack. But I got these. These are proof versions. The names are interesting as well because the proof version is called a brown Ike and the non-proof version is called a blue Ike. And those terms are only used for the silver, well, the dollars that contain silver content. The reason these were created was because the U.S. Mint stopped making silver dollars or any dollar denomination back with the peace dollar in 1935. And so they wanted to make another dollar, and so they worked out everything and decided on the Ike dollar. I believe it was like Richard Nixon who signed it into law. But unfortunately, it didn't catch on too well, which I think is kind of a shame because these things are cool. Much cooler than the Susan B. Anthony and the Sacagawea dollars, in my opinion. I love these things because they're huge. But unfortunately, they just didn't take off the way they wanted it to be, so it only lasted about 7 years of mintage. Funny enough, the one place it did take off was casinos in Nevada. These were basically used as like chips and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of funny how gambling was even more outlawed back then, but it's still not widely available and widely spread. It's mostly native reservations and things like that. Some states and cities have legalized it, but it's a very sparse thing. So it's funny enough that the U.S. Mint created a dollar that its main place of popularity was casinos in Nevada. But yeah, guys, I just kind of wanted to make this video talking about the Ike dollar a little bit. If you don't have these in your stack, I highly suggest picking them up. If you can find some at a good deal, I love these dollars. I mean, these are one of my favorite parts to my silver junk stack. If you're a coin collector, I'd suggest picking some up in the packaging. You can still get those at fairly reasonable prices. Heck, you can even get like MS69 and 70 and stuff at fairly reasonable prices if you're more of a collector rather than a stacker, or you're into that kind of stuff. I also just love the ding. I mean, and the camera and the microphone, they just don't do it justice. Like, it is such a high-pitched, like, ding that, like, I find that in a lot of my bullion and stuff and my rounds, and depending on the coins and stuff, they don't ding quite as well. You can tell that they're silver with their ding, but some of them just go bing and just ding for a while. If you saw my full stack video, you know I did this. But anyways, guys, I have 25 of these Ike dollars, and that's enough to satisfy me. I mean, if I find another good deal for them, I'll definitely pick them up again. But they are an awesome thing to have in your stack. And they're 40% silver. So you can actually add it to your stack and say, hey, this is adding to my overall silver content. I believe 25 Ike dollars adds up to about 8 ounces of silver, which seems like a low amount for so many dollars, but when dollars are as cool as these, who's really complaining? But yeah, guys, so this is basically, in my opinion, the last silver dollar minted by the United States. I know they make special collector commemorative blah 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 things. I definitely do not count those, and I don't count eagles as because those are bullion. Those are very much not intended for circulation. Whereas these just came in mint sets that the regular version was sold for $3, which is lower than its silver value now, but the regular version was sold for $3. And so people probably just bought them and just said, these ain't never going to be worth anything, and just cracked them out and spent them. And that's how they ended up in circulation. And like this one right here has some pretty gnarly toning on it, on the edge. But yeah, guys, just kind of wanted to make a video talking about Ike dollars. So until next time, we will see ya.